So we're going to make the pegboard top according to the instructions. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go to New, create a standard drawing in English Standard Inch IPT, click Create. Then always save it to your iFolder. So we'll go to Save As. Make sure you're in your iFolder with your lunch number. We'll give it a meaningful name like pegboard top is what I named it. Again, I used camel case. And now looking at the paper, we see that the board is 3 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches high, or however you want to say it. So we're going to create a new sketch, choose whatever plane. I'm going to go to rectangle, choose 2-point center, go in the center. When it turns green, I'm going to left click and go out. And I'm going to make this 5 3/4 inches. So I can actually type in 5, 3/4, 4, and hit enter. Or I could convert that to a decimal and type 5.75. Either one. And whoops, I forgot to dimension the 3-inch part. So normally I would have hit tab and then just typed in 3 for 3 inches, but I forgot. I got overexcited. So instead, now I'm going to right click, check OK, and go to dimension, and I should be able to just click on the sideline. Yeah, there we go. And type 3 and hit enter, and now it's 5 3/4 by 3 inches. And I could go ahead and do this in more than one step, but I think I'm going to just make my round hole and my square hole right in this drawing. So I'm going to go to circle, and just on the center line I'm going to click, left click, and go out. Hit the number 1, press enter, and now I'm going to go to rectangle, do the same thing, and I'm going to type 1, tab 1, and hit enter. Okay, so now it still wants to draw more rectangles, so I'm going to right click, check OK to get out of that. And before I move on, I have to make sure everything is nicely centered. So I'm going to go to dimension, and I'm going to center this to the center of the rectangle vertically. So I'm going to left click there, and when I go out, it should read 1.5 inches. That's what I'm looking for, because that's half of 3. So that's good. And now this is 5 3/4 inches wide. So, how am I going to do this so that they're evenly spaced? So in other words, I need 1, 2, 3 pieces, or I need to divide 5 3/4 into 3 even spaces. So let's think about this here. 3 even spaces. Half of 5 is 2.5. Half of 3/4 is 3/8. I can add those together and get let's say half, which is 4/8 plus 3/8 is 7/8. So I could get 2 7/8. That would be the halfway point. I guess I could have just dimensioned it and found the answer. So 2 7/8. I could go half of that. That would be 1 7/16. This is really up to me, I suppose. I could go 1 and oops, I can't mess up. I can't mix up decimals and fractions. If I do that, 1 7/16. That's not bad. They're evenly spaced from the edge, and they're evenly spaced from each other. The space in the middle is obviously greater. It's 2 7/8. I think we could stick with that there. That's okay. By the way, it won't let me dimension this. It's going to throw an error, and that's because it's already been dimensioned everywhere else. I'm just going to hit cancel. All right, so let's stick with that. I think that's nice. Finish my sketch, and now I'm going to click on the top here. So now I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to extrude this 3/4 of an inch. It's 3/4 of an inch high. I'm going to use 0.75 this time. I don't know why. And when I go to the home, you can see that I have centered and evenly spaced holes that are measured and appropriately sized. So that's what I'm looking for. From there, I would just save it, and we're done. That's the whole pegboard top, until we make a modification at least.